Logic is very powerful, so let's make sure that it's not slipping through your fingers, because when you lose logic, you lose common sense, and things just are not going to go very good. I realize that I'm probably stating, actually common sense isn't very common, so maybe this isn't obvious, but logic is a very important part of learning how to trade, and I guess really kind of having success in life in general. You've got to be able to put together logical sequences. You got to be able to think in a logical way. And yet common sense comes into that. But at the end of the day, if you want to have any chance at making it, having success in the markets, whether that's the Forex market, the stock market, the options market, the crypto market, any sort of market, then you need to make sure that you're approaching everything in a logical way, because when you're not, or when your logic starts to slip and starts to get a little corrupted, starts to get a little contradictory, that is gonna creep into other areas of your trading, and it's gonna produce a lot of difficulties. And here's a perfect example of somebody that has clearly, their logic has started to, slip away. So this comes from YouTube, and the person says, skip the worthless training and just buy a few books from eBay. Sorry to say, but most experts who are trying to sell you something don't know what the blank they are doing. Do you notice the contradiction here in logic? Do you notice how, I can see their logic, I can understand their logic, but then they totally contradict themselves because, if you say that skip the training because those experts don't know what they're doing, but then you tell people to go and buy a book. So did an expert not write those books? Why is it all of a sudden okay for a book to be fine and a book to not be worthless as compared to some other medium of content? Like I said, I'll just leave it at that. You see the contradiction there. And I get it. Clay, what's your point? My point is not to sit here and try to sell anything I have to offer. I just want to back up my claim that, people do start to lose logic. People do start to be corrupted in many different ways. Obviously, this person has been corrupted because of jadedness, and I get it. When you're going through commercials and YouTube videos and blog posts and social media, and all you see are fancy cars and beaches and exotic vacations, then it can be very much so of, that stuff is worthless. Just buy a book because, buy a book. You get the idea. That's still being put together by a supposed expert. So yes, people do lose grasp of common sense. They do lose grasp of logic. And even though if it makes sense why logic is starting to kind of get, grade up, we'll call it, that doesn't mean it's okay. I understand the source, I understand the cause of logic disappearing, but logic is still disappearing no matter what the cause was. So just be very aware of that in your trading and the way you're approaching things. Make sure that you're always thinking about things in a logical way. And like I said, not contradicting things like it became very apparent this person is starting to do. Now, am I saying that this person has no hope and this person is never going to succeed? I'm not saying that at all. What I am saying is that let's just be as efficient as possible. Let's try to get from point A to Z in as much of a straight line as humanly possible. And when you start to lose logic and start to have little hiccups like that in it, like I said, I'm not saying you can't reach and go from point A to Z, but it's certainly not going to be in the most efficient manner possible. And that's what really life is all about. Let's be wise with our time, and that all revolves around efficiency. So just be honest and always be kind of aware of, as you progress, not even with your trading, but I guess, like I said, life in general. Are you always being logical? Are you thinking about things in a way that's going to get you from where you are to where you want to go efficiently as possible? If you are out there trading alone currently and maybe are in the market looking for a community to join to assist you in your trading or to just help you, give you another set of eyeballs, then I do have a private trading community where you can trade alongside me and other experienced traders. So what you see popping up on the screen right now is both an information link. So if you click on the inner circle one, that is going to take you to the page where I explain all the details of what exactly come with the community, both the chat room and the newsletter. And then the other image that has popped up is a behind the scenes tour where you can see exactly what is going to be contained within the community. I take you through, like I said, a behind the scenes tour of everything, and that way you'll know precisely what you are getting when you join. So definitely check that stuff out if you are interested and thinking about wanting to join a community, and let me know if you have any questions.